Hello, my dudes. Okay. Um, so last night I watched this movie called The Eyes of My Mother, and it was wild. I'm gonna talk about specific things later on, but for now I'm just gonna say general things, like what it's about and stuff. I kind of did this with the last video, but I didn't get into anything super specific, but this one I'm gonna be just going into everything because it's wild. Okay. So basically the movie is about this girl who it kind of shows her growing up in a really weird situation. Something traumatic happens to her as a child and it just goes to hell from there. It's crazy. It's black and white, which I think is cool because I mean, on one hand, it sets the time period. I don't know what the time period is actually, but it looks kind of old. The cars looked kind of old, the costumes and everything, as well. And the phones and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know the exact time period, but if you actually know anything about historical fashion or whatever, you probably can tell what the time period is. Anyway, but on the other hand, I think some of the imagery would have been really enhanced with some color. Maybe I don't know. It is what it is. It's good. It's not a hideous movie or anything. It's really pretty and everything. It's got some cool imagery. I just think color maybe could have enhanced it, but that's just me. Anyway, so yeah, it felt like it went by really fast, but at the same time, it's very slow and quiet. It's so quiet. There's barely any music. Yeah, it's just crazy. So, okay, so basically, I don't even know where to start because I have no notes for this one. I just wanted to ramble about it. Oh, I hear an ambulance or something. Hello? Is it Corona? Um, anyway, so it starts. Okay, I thought I heard the siren again. Um, so it starts kind of. It reminded me of Funny Games. How this guy just comes in and he's like, "Hey, can I like get? Can you do me a favor?" And they're like, sure." And he's just kind of pushing boundaries more and more until he ends up killing people. Yeah. So I thought it was gonna be Funny Games, but nope. It just kind of Okay, I'm gonna get specific here. Basically, just watch it. It's really disturbing for some reason. I found it really disturbing. I don't know if other people found that, but for me, it's my new most stressful movie I've ever seen. First it was Mother and Hereditary were really stressful for me. I mean, now I can watch Hereditary with it's my favorite movie. After a watch, I was okay, I know what happens. It's fine. I love it. But Mother, that one just escalates gradually. It's kind of similar to that. I don't know. It was way more stressful for me though. This one, than Mother. I feel like I could watch Mother again. Anyway, so yeah. So it starts out this guy it's a home invasion thing sort of at first, and so he kills this girl's mom, and it happens I don't know. I was kind of I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention or if the things were happening so fast you only get a glimpse of some things. I don't know, but basically he kills her. The dad beats him up or whatever, and they drag him off into the barn. And I don't know if the dad knew that the girl was keeping the murderer guy in the barn. She chains him up, takes out his voice box or something. Her mom was a surgeon and she would always teach her things and demonstrate on cows and stuff. So this girl, she either takes out his eyes or burns them. I don't know. Later on it shows another character who the same thing happens, and her eyes are just completely there's just skin covering them. So I don't know if they got burnt or what. Anyway, so this dude is just in the barn. And so he's in there for 10 years or so, I don't know. You see her grow up, and the dad dies, and you assume it's I assumed it was natural causes or whatever. But then later, and she's keeping the body around. She washes it and dresses it in its clothes and puts it on the couch and is just chilling. And so at one point, she goes out to a bar or something, and she meets this girl and brings her home. And it's she mentions that she killed her dad. She tells her her whole backstory or whatever, my mom was killed, blah blah blah. And she's like, "Oh, what about your dad?" And she's like, "I killed him, lol." And then yeah, it's wild. And so this girl tries to escape, and then she ends up killing her. But I like how a lot of the violence is like implied and not shown. Same with like the one sex scene. It like she just undresses and then it cuts away, like that's it. I like that sort of sex scene. Like for me, sex scenes are really hit or miss. Like I like just like if it's implied and anyway, so the sex scene isn't till later. What am I talking about? Okay, so basically she kills this girl but you don't see it. You just see her like cleaning up blood afterwards, and it's like, oh, she did. Um, yeah. So anyway, then the guy in the barn, she like brings him inside, and that's who she ends up having sex with. But like you don't see it. It's fine. Um, and she's like really lonely, so I was like, oh, maybe she wants like a baby or something, or maybe she's like using sex as a coping mechanism or whatever to like feel connected to people or whatever. I don't know. She's lonely. That's a big theme in this movie is loneliness, and that's a mood. um, but yeah, and then she's like, after they do it, she's like in bed and she's sleeping, and he's gone, and it cuts to like a really cool shot out of like a window, and he's like sneaking away, and like he can't really walk well because he's been like chained up in this barn, like just lying there for like years, and so he's just kind of like waddle away, waddle waddle. Okay, so he's going, and then you see out the window, you see her like go follow him, like you hear her like in the kitchen inside getting like a knife or whatever, and then you see her go outside, and you're like, oh no, she's gonna get him, and like you're kind of rooting for him almost. I don't know, it's weird. Like nobody in this movie is, I mean, not nobody, but like these people, neither of them are like that great or that. I mean, they're both pretty evil, but I don't know. I was rooting for him to get away. Um, so like yeah, she catches up to him. She like grabs him and like hugs him, and like stabs him. And like earlier, oh yeah, I forgot when she was like a little kid, like talking to him for the first time when he's chained up in the barn. She's like, "Why did you do this? Like, why did you kill my mom?" And he's like, "Cause it feels amazing." And she's like, "Okay." So she kind of, I guess she like learns it from him, I guess. And so she catches up to him and stabs him, and she's like, "You're right, it does feel amazing." And she kills him, and it's like, bruh, what the heck? And then, so later, she is like, oh, there was this really cool scene where like when her dad's still alive and she's like tiny, she's like they're dancing in the living room to this song, but then later like when she's grown up, it's the same song she's dancing, but his like dead body is just like on a couch or like a chair, and she's just like vibing by herself. It's weird. Um, anyway, so then okay, this is the part that like made me so stressed out. Okay, so she goes like hitchhiking, and this lady pulls over with like a baby and drives her into town or like to her house. She was like in town or like walking somewhere. Or like no, after killing the guy, she like fell asleep in the forest and got lost or something. So she gets this lady to take her home, I think is what happened. And this lady has a baby, and I'm like, oh no, she's gonna kill the baby. I thought for sure she was gonna kill the baby, but nope. She once they get home, she's like, hey, your baby is so cute. Can I hold him? And the mom's like, I think the fuck not. And she's like, please. And she's like, well, okay. And I'm like, girl, don't let her hold your baby. But she does, and she like runs away with it. And this lady's like, dude, what the heck? And she like runs after her, right? And so they go inside. You follow the lady, like the mom, the actual mom. They go inside, and the baby's like just chilling on the bed. She like runs into her room, the baby's just on the bed alone. And so she's like, what the heck? And then like right away, the main girl like comes up behind her and stabs her with a knife. And just like she'll like walks up to the baby and like holds him. She's like, it's okay, I am your mother now. And I'm like, girl. So the mom is just vibing on the floor with a knife in her back. She doesn't die though. This lady, the main lady, she like takes her eyes out and cuts her throat out or like her voice box out, and yeah, chains her up in the barn. And yeah, so then she just raises this kid like as if it was her own kid, and I'm like, girl. Okay, so oh, there's one really scary part was when the real mom, she's like in the barn, she like realizes that like she's like trapped there, and she like tries to scream, but like it looks like she's screaming, but like it comes out as like a weird hiss noise. It's like it was so creepy. It like kind of jump scared me. Yeah, that was really scary. And I can't talk. I find it so creepy, like when the good guy or like something has been like mutilated or whatever, but they still look creepy. Like even though they're the good guy, they still just look creepy. Like the Witch's House, for example. Is that a spoiler for anyone who hasn't played the Witch's House? I don't know. The game is old, so I don't know. Um, go play that. It's great. Kind of like that, you know, like they're all mutilated and creepy looking, but you know they're the good guy, but they're still scary, and you're like, ah, yeah, it's like that. Um, so yeah, um, where am I? Oh yeah, so eventually the kid is like a toddler or like a older than a toddler, maybe I don't know. He sneaks out and like goes into the barn, and he's like, I hear something in there. What's going on? Or something like that. I don't know. This part was fuzzy to me. I don't know. It was late at night. I was tired, I guess. I don't remember much. I mean, I remember like the basics, you know. So he goes out there and finds her, and she like hears him, and she's like, okay, he's alive. She has like some motive to escape now, right? So like she escapes. She's like walking down the road, and it's like super creepy. She's just like walking there. Anyway, so she's found, and then later the police come to the house, and they like raid the house, and the mom's like grabs a knife. She's like saying to this kid, she's like no matter what happens, like don't think anything else of me. Like I am your mother. I will like love you or whatever. So you better love me too, okay? And he's like, okay, I don't know. And that was crazy. She's yeah, very interesting character, but I hate her so much. Yeah. So the police come, and it like shows like a top view of the house, and you just hear a gunshot, and then that's the end. So like a lot of people think like, oh, what if the kid got shot? And I'm like, I like to think the lady got shot and killed, and the kid is fine. I don't know. I just, you know, it's not a super happy ending. It's a kind of bittersweet ending because like he's still like, I feel like it's sadder or like more disturbing. I don't know if he like doesn't know the truth and he just like dies there, you know. But I feel like it would be more difficult for him like as a person to like I don't know why I said as a person, as like a character, I don't know, character growth, whatever, to like learn the truth and like come to terms with it. I guess that would be more like a more satisfying conclusion, you know? So I like to think that's what happened. Um, yeah, so that movie, absolutely wild. Yeah, I don't know what else I'll be watching tonight. I don't know if anything can top that because that was just super stressful. So yeah, the end. See y'all tomorrow, I guess.